Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Learn to Sew with Nani. Guys, thank you so much for the love you showed me on this channel. Thank you to you, my friends. If you are new to this channel, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and please subscribe, click on the notification bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video, and please like, share and subscribe to our channel, to my channel. Yes. Okay, so today I bring us another exciting tutorial on how to make an off-shoulder bustier top. Okay, so it's just going to be a half scale bustier top. Then for the lower part, you could do your peplum, your box pleat, your 360-degree peplum, your 720-degree peplum, 1040-degree peplum, and 1440-degree peplum. Yes. All right, so in other tutorials and in subsequent tutorials, I'll teach us how to cut the 360, 720, 1040 and 1440-degree peplum, if you would allow me. Okay, so if you think you have that challenge or you want to learn how to cut that, just comment in the, just drop that on the comment section and I'll take it off. Okay, I just want to make sure I am doing what you want to see. All right, so let's get started. I don't want to waste too much time on this. So already I have drafted my basic bodice pattern or my basic bodice block, and I already have a video on my channel on how to make a basic bodice block. It's explanatory and I'm sure most of us know, but even if the one on my channel is not helpful, there are lots of videos on making a basic bodice block. Okay, so this is the basic bodice block. This is the shoulder line, the chest line, this is my bust point, the under bust, and this is the half length. Okay, so I've already repeated my darts. Okay, and for us to get our darts, we mark our bust span measurement. The bust span I'm working with is 7 inches. So because our pattern is supposed to be on fold, or it's on fold, we divide that by 2 to give us 3.5, then plus an extra half inch seam allowance to join the patterns together. That will give us 4. So on my bust point line, I have 4 inches. Okay, the same to the other bust and to the half length. Okay, and I connected that into a straight line before taking half an inch dart on both sides of my waistline of my half length. Okay, or the waistline, then connect it directly to the dart line on the bust point. So that takes care of the basic dart. All right, now so we're talking about the off shoulder bustier. Okay, so to get that, I'm going to be measuring my shoulder width. Okay, so whatever I have from my shoulder, I have 4 inches. Okay, from my neckline to the shoulder, so half of that is 2 inches. So this is 2 inches here. So I will just connect that to my bust point. Okay, so having done that, this is now my dart line, so that I can start taking my off shoulder. All right, so for your off shoulder, you can decide how low or how high you want your off shoulder to be. So minimum you can do is 4 inches. Anything below 3 inches is going to give you just the normal shoulder blouse. But from 4 inches, if you don't want your off shoulder to be so low, you could do 4 inches. But if you want to have it low or even show your cleavage, you can do 5, 6, 7, depending on how comfortable you get with it. So for this particular one, I'm making do with 5 inches. So 5 inches is here, and that is what we use normally for our off shoulder. Okay, except your client requires a lower neckline, you could do 6 to 7. Okay, so this is 5 inches. Okay, so from here to here is minus 5 inches. Note that. Okay, so having done the style line for our off shoulder, we now come to the bustier shape to determine your bustier, and that brings us to my underbust curve. I always bring out this chart whenever I'm making a bustier. Now the bust I'm working with is bust 36. Okay, and the underbust curve falls between, the curve is 2 inches. Like I explained to us before, from bust 36 to 41 I use 2 inches. Okay, so we'll be using 2 inches for our underbust curve. All right, so already by the time you from here, I already have at least 1/4 inch from taking up my dart. So because I have 2 inches as my underbust curve, I'm just going to separate it a little. I'm just going to mark 1.5 inches to this, to the right hand side, and to this side I'll just mark 1/2 inch. Okay, remember the underbust curve I'm working with is 2 inches. Okay, so I'll just mark 1.5 to this side, 1.5 to this side, and 1/2 inch to this side. Okay, so from here I would mark 1/2 inch from the exact that line. Okay, I'll just mark 1/2 inch. Then from here too, I'll also mark my 1.5, just to make sure I don't have an excess. Okay, because by the time you mark the 1.5 from that line, this 1/4 inch is just going to add to it, and you have an excess curve for the size you're working with. Okay, so that's why I am starting from the exact that line. Okay, so from here to here now in total I now have 1/2 inch. Then from the that line here I now have 1.5, so making up to 2 inches for my dart. Now remember, according to my tutorial, my previous videos, whatever you have on the underbust, make sure you have the same thing on the half length. So what I have here is 1.5, so I also measure 1.5 from this dart line. Okay, so the same thing here. What I have here, I already have 1/2 inches, so it makes up. So I already have 1/2 inches, so I connected on a straight line to the underbust. Then the same for this part. Okay, so I made sure that I have a straight line. What I have here is also what I have on the underbust is also what I have on the half length. I don't want us to be confused. So from here, from the bust point, you would curve to this part. Okay, so if you have your curve ruler, you can use your curve ruler to make that mark. Okay, so for this side I also do the same. Okay, all right, so now to the upper part, we're taking care of the dart around this area. So you want to make sure that the dart you have here is curved. Okay, around here you want to make sure it's curved because it's the region around the bust, so you don't want to have any pointy edges. Okay, so we're done with the dart around this side, so we'll come up to the off shoulder line. Okay, so on this dart line I would come in by 1/2 inch here, then go in by 1 inch. Okay, so I would connect this to this, then this to this. Okay, so here you just have a curve to the underbust, so this serves as the bustier shape. All right, so after doing this, you're almost done with your off shoulder. The next thing to do is to determine the neck depth. Okay, so whatever you want, you just want to measure. You have to measure your client where she wants the neckline. Okay, she wants to show the cleavage, whatever. So for here I just want to do 6.5. Okay, so depending on the type of neckline you want, you could do U-shaped neckline, or you can do a sweetheart neckline. So this is sweetheart. Okay, I think I'm okay with this. All right, now by the time you cut out through your darts, you'll be having a shortage, you'll be having a deficit, so you need to replace whatever you've added. Now for normal off shoulder, okay, what you do is to measure your chest width. Okay, if you don't have that, another method is to just subtract 2 inches from your shoulder line and mark. Okay, so you either subtract 2 inches or 1.5 inches from your shoulder line and mark that. Now when you subtract 2 inches from your shoulder line, okay, it's already from here. Now we have, for the shoulder line, we have 7 in the shoulder, so minus 2 would give us 5 inches, and 5 inches will now be our chest width. Okay, so from here to here I have 7 inches. Then I'll mark my 5 inches, which is the chest width, just going to be a dot here. Then remember I took out a dart of 1.5 inches, so I'm going to replace that 1.5 inches here, so it comes to where I have my armhole. Okay, this is it. Then I'll be needing 1/2 inch to join the sleeve, so this makes up. Okay, so by the time you take 1.5 inch, 1/2 inch here, 1 inch here, you don't need to just touch your touch this part again. Just cut out around this part and you are okay. All right, so having said that, even if you decide to take one, even if it's 1.5 inches you're taking away from your shoulder line. Okay, let's talk about 1.5. The shoulder width is 5 inches. Okay, 7 minus 1.5 will give us 5.5. So let's say we mark 5.5. This is 5.5 here, just an invisible dot, just a small line. Then plus 1.5 inches we took for the dart, so this is 1.5 inches. You can see that we took for the dart. Okay, so you might now need to just add your 1/2 inch for your sleeve joining, but either way it will just still give you a perfect off shoulder. I hope I'm not talking too much and confusing us. All right, so to this part we took a dart of 2 inches at the half length, so I'm just going to be replacing that 2 inches. Okay, if I measure from here to here, I have 2 inches, so I'll replace the 2 inches. Okay, then my 1/2 inch that I'll use to join the pattern, because by the time I cut out, I'll use 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here to join the pattern together, and that'll be 1 inch. So I replace the 1 inch plus my normal seam allowance. I want to work with 1 inch. Okay, so for the bust area, I'll mark what I have as the dart here. Okay, so here I have 1 inch. I'll mark the 1 inch here, then my 1 inch to join the patterns together, and my normal 1 inch seam allowance. You could do 1 inch or 1.5 depending on what you want. Okay, so connecting that line gives me this. So for your armhole, okay, you could decide to make a straight line from here. You know, we exhausted what we have as our shoulder line, so you could make a straight line from here, or you could just make it a bit slanted. Okay, you don't want to make it a deep curve, okay, so it doesn't show your armpit too much. So you can make it just a slight curve, or you can leave it straight like that. So whatever you want. The allowance is not so much to show. All right, so my pattern is already rough. All right, so that's how to draft your off shoulder bustier. So I'm going to cut it out and show us. So from the neck down, okay, so I'll just cut out the darts. Okay, so this is your pattern. Now this is what you have left. Okay, so there are different methods to cut your off shoulder bustier. So this is one of the simplest methods I know. I have a lot of methods. I have about 3 to 4 methods I use in cutting my off shoulder, but this is about the easiest and simplest method, so I decided to bring it to you so that you could take a look at it and also compare with what you know, so that you decide what works best for you. So this is it for the front. Okay, this is it for the front. Then for the back, remember your back block is going to have your zipper allowance. I just want to get a straight line here so that the zip. Alright, so now here is our bust point. This is the chest line, this is the bust point, the under bust, and the half length. Okay, so you could measure yours. For me, my chest line is 8, bust point 10, under bust 13 and a half, and half length is 16. So this is my shoulder line here. Alright, so I'll take in my zip allowance. I want to use 1 inch. Please, for your zip allowance, don't use more than 1 or 1.5 latest, highest, okay, because your excess zip allowance is also part of what causes the bulge at the back. So you don't need more than 1 inch, okay. 1.5 is just to be on the safe side, okay, if you are new to making dresses, but 1 inch is just okay. Alright, so I don't want to go ahead and start drafting my basic bodies here. I'll just take in my measurements. So the bust is 36 divided by 4, it's 9. Then the waist is 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. Alright, so from the shoulder we came down by 5 inches for the off shoulder, so this is the 5 inches mark. The back is actually easier. This is the 5-inch mark. Remember, we took away 2 inches from our shoulder measurement to get the chest width. So the shoulder is 7 minus 2 is 5, so we have 5 inches here. Then you connect to the armhole. I use this slanted line, just a little bit of slant, okay, just like I did for the front. Okay, so here you also mark your bust pan. Okay, just so that we get our dart for the back. So that is 1/2 inch on both sides of the waistline. Okay, so because I've taken in 1 inch for my dart, I'm going to add that 1 inch back just so that I don't have a shortage now there. Now it's also left for you to decide if you want to just sew in your dart or if you like to cut it out. I like to cut out my dart. Okay, so you can decide to cut your dart out depending on what you want, really. Sometimes I work with this, but oftentimes I like to cut out my dart. So by the time I cut out this dart, I'll be needing 1/2 inch on both sides to join it together. So I'm just going to add that 1/2 inch here. That 1 inch here, sorry, 1/2 inch on both sides makes it 1 inch. Okay, so I'll refrain from marking my armhole yet. Okay, now for the back bulge, okay, around the zipper area, you need to contour the back, okay, because the back is actually deeper. So you don't want to have it a straight zip allowance. That is part of what causes the bulge. So I'll just come in here by 1 inch. Okay, then connect it to the chest line. Okay, so this other, the initial zip allowance, I'll connect it to the chest line too. Okay, so this will go off. Now remember we came in here by 1 inch, so I also replace that 1 inch. I just want to be replacing them so that you see them. So I'll also replace that 1 inch. So it means I'll cut out this part just so you have that slant at the back, because the human back is not straight. It's not straight, it's slanted. Okay, so you can see your zipper allowance is now slanted, which will help you to reduce bulge at the back. Okay, so because you'll be cutting out your dart, I've replaced the dart allowance and the zipper tightening. Okay, now we needed half an inch by the time we cut out this dart to sew it together on both sides, so that makes it 1 inch. So I'll mark the 1 inch here for joining the sides. I also need the 1 inch here to join my sides too. Then my normal side seam allowance. So for the front we added 1 inch, so we'll just add the 1 inch back. Okay, so I would now connect my armhole. You can see. So this is it. Then for your back block, you can decide to have your neckline low or leave it at that. So I'm coming in by 1.5. This is also depending on what you want to. Okay, and that is that. All right, now for the back block, okay, another way to reduce the zipper, if you measure the human body, the front half length is actually higher than that of the back half length because of the bust in front. So the difference is around 1.5 to 2 inches. So I'll just come up on the half length by 1.5 around the zipper side, then connect it directly to the end of our pattern. This is also to eliminate back puff. So by the time you do this, your pattern is set. Okay, you won't have any other issues. So we cut out our dart. Remember I said I want to cut out the dart for this. Okay, so this is the back. So you also want to label this, okay? Note that this is the zip side, so you don't, when you're transferring to your fabric, so that you don't mess it up. So this is side back. Okay, this is center back, sorry, the center back, and this is side back. Okay, so the front and the back, by the time I bring the armhole together, you can see that it matches perfectly. You can see, so you wouldn't have any problem. So this is the front, this is the center front and the side front, then the center back and the side back. So you go ahead and use your wadding, your breast pads to, you know, pad your blouse, and it comes out really well. So thank you for staying with me to the end. If you like this video or if it was helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe and remain blessed.